its heels. They were tired. They were gassed. And you're not going to use your power running game? You're at the 7-yard line. Impose your will upon the other team. That's what the 49ers have made a living off the past 2 seasons, is winning the battle at the line. And instead you go, you do one to James, and then you go 3 straight passes. That's contradictory to the 49ers game plan the entire year. And I know that you're dealing with a limited space, but come on, use your offensive line. Take advantage of the fact that Ravens team was dead tired. And they didn't. They didn't get it done. And there's a lot of stats you look at yesterday. I mean, everything that could have gone wrong for the 49ers went wrong. I mean, they fell behind by 22 points. It was 28-6 with 13:32 left in the third quarter when the power went out. But on the other hand, Colin Kaepernick threw for 302 yards. Frank Gore rushed for 110 yards. Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree both had over 100 yards receiving. I mean, that's not the situation you're expecting to see on a game where you have so many things go right, is that you can at the exact same time have so many things going in the exact opposite direction. I mean, I guess they could have looked at this in a different situation and said, well, they're lucky to be in it. But no, I mean, everything they needed to have happened. It was just countered entirely by so many bad things happening. And you look at that first half and you have to wonder what happened. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, he threw one bad pass in that first half. I have no idea what Bill Cowher was talking about when he was talking about getting Alex Smith in there for a spell. That made absolutely zero sense to me. But, he's a Super Bowl winning coach, so I can't. He's had some good thoughts at times, but Colin Kaepernick had one bad pass in the first half. He wasn't playing exceptionally well, but that the Ravens team had all the momentum in the first half. I don't know. It was still very frustrating. We're going to go to the Rabbi real quick before we go to a commercial break. He's calling in from Berkeley. Rabbi, how are you doing? How are you doing this afternoon?
We're going to hear from Jim Harbaugh explaining those miserable calls at the end of the game.
I don't know, man. He's got some hubris on him, and I recognize that that's part of the coaching culture and the atmosphere and the things that he does, and he uses those skills to protect himself and protect his team. But I mean, I know that he was so quick to just criticize the officials last night, which I think was the wrong way to go. I mean, take responsibility for the play calling. Don't wait for a flag, right?
I think his mother sent him a message that said, "Let your brother win it." But let's acknowledge Damon did such a great job all week. It was so enjoyable listening to him. And make sure he understands that.
Oh no, definitely. That's the thing about Damon is, on the times where I've been able to sub in, it's oftentimes because Damon's doing something very fun, like when he was in the Giants victory parade and got to ride along with that, and then this time when he was down in New Orleans. One of the best parts for me of dealing with Damon in those situations is he has such a palpable joy in his voice, and you can hear excitement, you can hear all the things, all the reasons why he is in the profession that he's doing. Because I know some guys get into the position of being a talk show host because they're so cynical about sports, they can spin it in a very humorous manner. And not to say that Damon isn't funny, because the guy cracks me up all the time, but Damon has an obvious passion for sports, and even though he didn't grow up in the Bay Area as a Giants and 49ers fan, he still can put himself in the moment and take on those feelings as a projection. He can kind of sponge it in, and you could hear the excitement with him, with the guests he was talking to all week.
He was terrific, and Larry Krueger as well. The only thing I missed is, why didn't he take his mother to the game?
Well, I'm pretty sure that was not Damon's decision, but rather Cumulus's decision, because I know it's not a cheap seat, to say the least. We got to go to commercial, though, Rabbi. I appreciate the call.
You did a good job, too. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. You have a good one.